He's very excited, as you can see.
Can I take this one? I want to take this one.
Your webinar registration page is probably trash. I know that sounds harsh, but stay with me for a few minutes and I'll prove it. Most marketers are getting 10 to 15% conversion rates on their registration pages, and they think that's normal. Meanwhile, the stats we got was 59%. And that's not luck, and it's even not better traffic. In part 1 of our webinar stats video, where I analyzed 500,000 webinar registrants and surveyed 227 B2B marketers, we covered how to get people to your registration page. If you missed it, no worries, I'll drop the link so you can go watch it. Today, we are taking it a step further. We are talking about what happens when they get there. Because getting 1,000 visitors to a page that converts at 10% gets you 100 registrations, and getting those same 1,000 visitors to a page that converts at 30%, that's 300 registrations. Same traffic, triple the signups. What do you think is the reason of having low converting registration page? Bulki, you wanna answer? Bulki is saying that most registration pages don't convert because they are built backwards. Companies focus on what they want to say instead of what makes people want to attend. The platforms hitting 59% conversion rates do three things differently. They load fast on mobile, they don't look like sales pages, and they make the value clear in under 5 seconds. Why does this matter? Because 78% of people sign up on desktop, but 22% are on mobile. If your page breaks on phones, you are losing every fifth person who could have registered to your webinar. And considering most people decide whether to register within seconds of landing on your page, a broken mobile experience is at least 22% of lost opportunity. Now, once people actually decide to register, how are they doing it? This is where a lot of companies get it wrong again. Most platforms offer single sign-on options, register with Google or with Microsoft, thinking it's frictionless, but people actually prefer the old school email field. 77% of people still choose the basic email registration over a single sign-on. Why? There's two reasons. First, most people aren't logged into their work accounts on whatever device they are using. And second, even when they are, they see a form and instinctively look for the email field. That's what registration looks like to them. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel when the wheel already works perfectly. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't offer single sign-on option. Offer both and let your users choose which one they want to use to register for your webinar. Now, once your page actually converts, timing becomes your next secret weapon. Even the best registration page can underperform if you pick the wrong day. Remember in part 1 I told you Thursday is the best day to promote webinars? Turns out it's also the best day to host them. Thursday webinars get 30% more registrations than other days. Let's think about this from your audience's perspective. Monday, they're catching up from the weekend. Tuesday and Wednesday, they are deep in work mode. Friday, they are mentally checking out. But Thursday, they are productive but not overwhelmed, engaged but not stressed. That 30% isn't just a nice to have. If you normally get 200 registrations, moving your webinar to Thursday could get you 260. Same webinar, same promotion, 60 more people just because you picked the right day. But choosing the right day is just one piece of the puzzle. Another surprising factor, how long your webinar is. Everyone thinks shorter webinars get more signups. Makes sense, right? Easier commitment, more registrations. That's wrong. 60-minute webinars get the most registrations. Not 30 minutes, not 45 minutes, a full hour. Why? Because when you promise 30 minutes, people think this is going to be like surface level fluff. It's not going to be interesting. We're not going to learn anything. When you promise 60 minutes, they think, okay, they're actually going to teach me something. It's counterintuitive, but people are more likely to register for something that promises real value. They're not looking for webinar snacks, they want the full meal. And here is the weird part. 90-minute webinars get fewer registrations than 60-minute ones. But the people who do register are way more likely to actually show up. 90-minute webinars achieve the highest live attendance rates. 60-minute webinars dominate when it comes to registrations. So when you host a 90-minute webinar, it's like a self-selecting audience of the most committed people. Now, even with the perfect duration, many people still won't sign up. And the reason isn't what you think. It's not your topic. It's how your registration page presents it. 78% of people won't register for a webinar that looks too sales focused. 78%! That's basically 4 out of 5 people taking one look at your registration page and saying, nope, this is a sales pitch. The same percentage won't register if the content looks too product focused. They can smell a demo from a mile away. Believe me, your registration page is not the place to talk about your company, your achievements, or how amazing your product is. It's the place to talk about what problem you are going to solve for them, what they will learn, what they will be able to do after attending that they can't do now. So instead of join us for an exclusive look at our new platform features, try learn the exact framework we use to increase conversion rates by 40%. Same webinar, completely different positioning. Write them like you are answering the question, what's in it for me? Speaking of making your webinar irresistible, one of the fastest way to boost engagement isn't on your page at all. It's who is actually presenting. 45% of successful marketers invite a guest speaker to every webinar. Another 21% do it often, but not for all webinars. Webinars with guest speakers get 3 times more engagement than solo presentations. When it's just your team talking, it sounds like a company presentation. When you bring in an outside expert, it becomes a conversation worth listening to. It becomes more engaging and more fun. Guest speakers bring 3 things you can't get on your own. Credibility. They're not trying to sell your product. Fresh perspectives and new audiences. Their network becomes your network. The engagement difference is really big. Solo webinars often feel scripted and promotional, and guest speaker webinars feel like real discussions between experts. By the way, if you need help finding speakers or want to become a speaker yourself, check out our Speaker Hub. It's a marketplace that connects speakers with events and events with speakers. And of course, even the best speaker can't save you if your platform is holding you back. So let's talk about a common trap most hosts fall into. Okay, this is Bulgi's favorite topic, so he's here. But yeah, I was gonna say you should look for a tool that integrates seamlessly with your CRM. You want to take this part, Bulgi? Okay. I guess we need to switch the places. Bulki, you want to sit here to talk about your favorite topic? Come. Yeah, I know you want to. He's very excited, as you can see.
One? I want to take this one. Okay, well, you should look for a tool that integrates seamlessly with your CRM, especially if you're using HubSpot. HubSpot is my favorite, so you can avoid manual CSV uploads because this was taking hours or even days from my mom. But now that she's using Contrast, she actually has time to play fetch with me. Yeah, that's right. More belly rubs for me, less crying over spreadsheets for her. Win-win.
This is actually his favorite part, so every time I talk about HubSpot, he takes over. Now, let's go back to our topic. What to do with all this information that I gave you? How to actually use them? So, host your webinars on Thursdays. You get 30% more registrations for literally just picking a different day. Make your registration page mobile friendly because 22% of signups happen on phones, so you don't want to lose them. Position 60-minute webinars as deep dive sessions. Then stop talking about yourself on registration pages. Talk about what attendees will learn and be able to do after your webinar. Get guest speakers. 3 times engagement is worth the coordination effort. Especially when you are using Speaker Hub, you won't have that effort either. So it's gonna take you a few minutes to get a speaker. Integrate your webinar platform with your CRM. You heard Bulky for this part. Track which registration pages convert best and double down on what works. And that's basically it for the registration part from our webinar stats report. Now what's next? Because getting people to sign up is good, but getting them to show up, stay engaged, and actually convert, that's where most webinars die. In part 3, we are covering attendance and engagement stats. You will learn what is keeping the audience engaged, what 92% of audience demands from the host, which day has the highest attendance rate, and the exact timing strategies that turn webinar attendees into customers. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and go fix your registration page. You have got work to do.